it's weird. There's a weirdness in the air.
100%.
There's a weirdness in the air.
Yeah, this is late stage civilization vibes.
For sure.
That's what it is. We got late stage civilization vibes, no matter how we slice it.
Very scary times for the entire world right now. There's a ton of war going on, and Joe Rogan is starting to see the writing on the wall, especially with the new reports coming out that they're trying to raise the age that people can be drafted at. I think they're opening the window up from 18 to 24 to 18 to 26. They're also trying to include women in that draft as well. It's wild. Like, why would they be trying to do this unless something could possibly be coming, unless they're just trying to scare us into thinking that something is possibly coming? It's crazy how our minds just go to, how are they trying to use this to control us nowadays after they've done so many things to, simply control us in the recent past. But Joe Rogan and his guest here are absolutely just tired. They're fed up with all this nonsense. And Joe Rogan just goes off. Joe Rogan's been doing a great job recently on his podcast. And, I love covering his clips because he speaks the unbiased truth a lot of the time. He's not really partisan anymore. He used to be a lot, he used to have a lot of left-leaning beliefs. But as the left has gotten more and more crazy, like the woke left has just gotten completely insane to where he didn't even leave. They kicked him out because he's just not extreme enough for them. And now he's just able to say his unbiased opinions, nonpartisan opinions. And I absolutely love it. And he absolutely destroys this new thing that they're trying to pass to put more people in the draft, put women in the draft, all this nonsense that's going on. Let's check out this clip here from the Joe Rogan Experience.
Look at Military Times just wrote an editorial. They want to bring back the draft. They want to bring it back in Germany. They're all preparing for some. There is a very big push right now to militarize certain areas of the world, to bring back the draft, to see this as a Cold War that could turn hot. Where Biden basically said to the Ukraine, use American weapons in Russia. You can use American weapons for but not in a defensive capacity, for cross-border attacks into Russia. Russia is now doing war games in the Caribbean. We are ratcheting all of this stuff up at a time when we should be completely going the other way. We should be trying to figure out how to live on the planet with China, and we should not be getting involved we should not be encouraging countries to join NATO to antagonize Russia.
Well, that's exactly what the past regime was doing. That's exactly what Donald Trump was doing. He was making friends with all these world leaders that have been seen as arch enemies to America for the longest time. He was making friends with North Korea, making friends with Russia. Not friends, but you know what I mean. He they were on decent terms. They were able to shake hands and sit at the same table and have conversations about things that are going on in the world. And there was a lot of peace. Obviously the whole world wasn't peaceful. There were still some minor wars going on. But since Donald Trump has left, there's been a lot of major wars break out and a lot of lives lost because of it. Is that a main reason why they want Trump out of office? Because peace doesn't bring in the money like war does. These people make a lot of money off of war. So is that why they want Trump out of office? Probably a main reason, if I had to guess. And I think that if he comes back in, a lot of these wars will start to dissipate, because the reason why Russia is playing war games in the Caribbean, like you just said, and the reason why Russia felt comfortable enough to invade Ukraine, the reason why the Middle East war broke out, is because America is weak right now. Everybody can see it. Everybody can see the president of the United States wandering off on stage, pooping himself in front of live audiences and just leaving because of it, getting escorted off because everybody can smell the shit in his pants. Everybody sees that and they're like, who's going to stop us? There's nobody to stop us. The leader of the most powerful military, the most powerful country in the world, allegedly, people argue that, but I still think it is the most powerful military in the world. The leader of them can't even read off a teleprompter for more than one sentence at a time without reading the word pause. The guy's an absolute, he's not even an idiot. He's senile. He's old. He's too old to operate. He's not even an idiot. It's not even like you can blame the man for his malfunctioning. He's just old. That's what happens to old people. You have to blame the voters and if you want to say it's the voters' fault. I don't want to get too into that, but you have to blame the people who put him in office, whether that's the people who voted for him or the people that control that whole thing, the elections. You know what I'm saying? Blame those people. It's not Joe Biden's fault. Joe Biden would probably not be the best president even before he was senile. But nowadays, it's like the guy obviously can't even make his own opinions. He can't make his own decisions. He can't even go poo in a toilet, dude. of course he's not going to be making these calls. It's not even his fault. The guy's senile. It's everybody who put him in office. It's their fault that all these lives are being lost in all these wars. It's on them. 100% it is.
And getting involved in proxy wars.
And then what happens when automation takes over 80% of the jobs?
Then they got to do the World War. Then they got to get rid of everybody.
What do you think?
Or
happens?
a lot of people.
Do you think when automation takes over, there's some sort of a massive decrease in population? Do you think they provide universal basic income? What do you think they do?
I don't know what they do. I think that
if you enjoy content like this, then make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. It really does help me out a ton. Let's get back to the video.
It seems like right now they're preparing for a world war. That genuinely, if you were to zoom out and read the news dispassionately, like without wanting any answer to come float to the surface, it seems like they are preparing for a world war. Every article is like, conflict with China inevitable within 5 years. Say many jobs.
Well, I mean, it's been like that forever, right? Like these articles that are being written, they make money because they make you feel scared. They make you feel certain emotions. Fear is one of the biggest ones that make you click articles. That's why all these articles come out like, giant meteor passing close within 50 miles of the Earth in 2024. It's like they want you to click, because the fear emotion is one of the highest motivators for people to click on these articles. So of course they're trying to, push those narratives, but also at the same time, whenever I hear things like Tim Dillon is saying and Joe Rogan is saying here, like it feels like a world war is coming. It feels like they're preparing for a world war. My brain immediately goes to, well, maybe they want you to feel like that so that you feel scared. And Zuby had this great quote that I bring up all the time. I think he tweeted this back in 2020, where it's like, in times of fear, in times of chaos, in times where the entire, I'm going to butcher it obviously, but I'm paraphrasing it. In times where the entire population, it feels a lot of fear, they not only want authoritarianism, but they demand it. So they want you to be scared all the time. You're a lot more easier to control whenever you're scared. So that's why every time I feel like, oh, it looks like they're preparing for a world war, I think immediately, well, why would they want me to feel like that? It's always something else. It's not ever what it seems like on the surface, ever.
Generals.
Yeah.
Every article, every national scale, every leak, Pentagon leak is U.S. readiness needs to be, within 5 years, a conflict is inevitable, the draft, military times, we should bring the draft back. Like, Europe, the future of Europe is in doubt.
So the military times said that?
Yeah, there's certainly, recently they had a article arguing, I believe, for the return of selective service for the draft. And it's definitely something that it's being talked about. Germany talked about it recently because of the Ukraine-Russia thing. And there's this idea now that,
lawmakers move to automate selective service registration for all men. Whoa.
Okay, somebody talk to me like I'm an idiot here. Why is this particular article, why is this being automated? Why is that such a big jump? I still don't understand. We're mandated to sign up for selective service anyway. Why is it being automated? Why is that a thing? Why do we care? Somebody tell me, explain it to me in Cocomelon terms, please. Explain it to me like I'm really dumb. I'm a 4-year-old. Because I don't understand why that's such a big deal. The main thing that is cause for concern to me is just the simple fact that they're looking at changing things surrounding selective service and surrounding the draft. Because if they're looking to update those things, then it could possibly mean that they're trying to enact on these updates. Or it could possibly mean that they want us to think that they're trying to enact on these updates and we shouldn't worry about it at all. Who knows? But somebody explain that to me like an idiot, please. Why is this such a big deal?
A new plan from the House lawmakers would automatically register men for potential military draft when they hit 18, avoiding potential legal consequences connected to failing to file the paperwork at the proper time. Jesus Christ. Mandate automatic registration of all males between 18 and 26 living in America in the selective service system, a federal database used for a military draft in case of national emergency. Ugh.
What would that be?
It gets fun with the male part.
Yeah,
of course.
male. What about trans men? Trans
What
men are men.
about them?
Trans men are men.
Get
I
that.
can tell you right now, I get drafted, I'm going trans, guys. I am going to be a female. I promise you that, because I'm not going. I'm either going to be a female and they're going to accept me for what I identify as, or I'm going to jail. I ain't going in the drafts, dude. I'm not. It's not happening. Let me know in the comments. Would you guys go if you got drafted? Would you go to war for Joe Biden's America? Let me know. I'm very interested to see if you would or not.
Men.
Yeah.
It's time to be men now.
That's what I'm saying. Let's go.
So it does seem like they're preparing for something.
Fuck.
And it does seem like it's weird. It's weird. There's a weirdness in the air.
100%.
There's a weirdness in the air.
Yeah. This is late stage civilization vibes.
For sure.
That's what it is. We got late stage civilization vibes, no matter how we slice it. We
Yeah.
might make it through this.
Yeah.
We might look back at this.
I
God,
hope we do.
Tim and Joe were so crazy.
Yeah.
They're making a big deal out of it. Nothing happened. Or this could be one of those things that people play if you can find a power source. I saved it on my phone.
Yeah.
I mean, let's watch. They were talking about it.
Well, it's also like what scares me more than anything is the people who aren't feeling this way.
I don't know. Are you guys feeling this way? Are you feeling like it's late stage civilization vibes? Because part of me says yes. Part of me also is like a nothing ever happens, bro. Where it's like, I feel like I'm fed this every single year. And I used to get really scared about it. Nowadays, I'm just like, yeah, this happens like every 6 months. We feel like the world's going to end and nothing ever happens, you know? But at the same time, our leader, our president, is a senile old man. You know, and there's really bad things happening in the country right now. The border is wide open. Just found out, I think there was a girl, like a 13-year-old or something, got bad things happened to her and she died from illegals that came in through the border. This morning that happened. It's a viral story going on. Crime's going crazy. I also saw another viral story. A Chicago cop got shot and killed today. And they're going to lie to you and tell you that crime rate is actually down in Chicago. And inflation is going crazy. People can't afford houses right now. So all those things, yeah, when you add them all together, I guess it kind of does feel like, and there's a ton of other things you can add in there as well. Like there's just wild things going on, you know. You can even add Donald Trump becoming president as one of those things. Not because he's a horrible president, because he's not even really a politician. He kind of just is a famous guy who decided to run for president and he won. And it's somebody who, you know, they used to make memes and jokes about in older movies of George Clooney becoming president. As like a joke, as like something that would never ever happen. It's so outlandish, and it kind of happened with Donald Trump becoming president. So you can even add that in there, where it's just like all these things that we thought would never happen, that America would never become, it's becoming now, and in the worst ways, in the worst ways possible. Not the Donald Trump one, but all the other ones. It's in the worst ways possible. So I guess it kind of does feel like that a little bit, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm not gonna let myself get nervous or worked up about it, even though it seems like Joe Rogan and others are getting a little bit nervous. Let me know in the comments. Are you guys getting nervous? Do you feel like this is late stage civilization vibes? Let me know what you're thinking about everything that Joe Rogan and Tim Dillon were talking about and that Joe Rogan Experience clip.